Hello and welcome to Royal Rabbit Vineyards. We are going to do a short video on a technique called mutage, which is literally quieting the yeast in a wine by adding a bunch of grape neutral spirit to that wine. So we have some 190 proof brandy that we made a number of years ago that we're going to put to use in this technique. The technique was actually developed in Montpellier and perfected in Montpellier, France. There were people in Italy that were trying to do the same thing and probably succeeded about the same time, but the consensus opinion was the people in France perfected it first. And then so that was in about the 1200s. Around 1600s, the trade people from England and the Netherlands discovered a monastery in Portugal that was still doing this technique. So that's 4 centuries later. And that they figured was going to be a hit with their wine consumers in those countries. And they started a trading pact with them, and the port industry grew out of that from the 1600s on into today, where this is the first thing you think of when you think of a grape variety done in this technique. We're going to actually use a grape from France, from the Bordeaux region, and this is the grapes that were started to ferment about 4 days ago. So I'm giving like 4 or 5 days on the skins to get the grapes and wine making to start, so you get the flavor of a more finished wine rather than just adding this grape neutral spirit to juice, which is a different product that tastes different. So this has some vinous components to it because it actually has started. And this particular grape, as you can see, is a very small berry. Those are about the size of blueberries on a fairly compact cluster. This grape is noted for having a really good mid palate to the wine, and along with Merlot. So this and Merlot were used in the blend to strengthen the mid palate of a Bordeaux varietal. The berries are very thick skinned. Like I'm pressing on this right now, and it took a lot of force to do this, and feeling it feels like a very sturdy skin. So you get a lot of color out of these grapes, and it's going to be a really nice dark colored port wine when we're finished. So this is a gallon of grape neutral spirits. I had 200 gallons of wine that I contracted out to get it distilled, and when I got back I got 16 bottles like this out of 200 gallons of wine. So it's an expense to actually produce this wine because you're committing to using a lot of wine grapes. Like 200 gallons is 1,000 bottles. So this being a 16th of that would make that like what 80 bottles 80 bottles of alcohol in this one little container that would have like 5 bottles in it. So we're going to spread this around. Catching the top of the whole thing, and I can feel and smell the grape coming up. The grape aroma is coming up from here from doing this. So I'm going to do one more. That would bring it to about 15 or 16 proof with those two added, and this will bring it to the full 19 and a half to 20 proof. So we're going to do that one more time. And now we're going to find our plunger, our push down tool, and push this into the thing to mix the grapes up and probably break a few more up. So this, at this point, because this is like the first time I've used this tool on it, the tension, you can see how it's resisting getting pushed into the wine, and you can see how dark the juice actually is already from this particular technique. I'm kind of rocking this back and forth to get the first corner of this in. We had also, you can see there's a lot of stems in here. We've done a partial whole cluster ferment on these to give a little bit more of this grape stem tannins into this particular wine to give it a little bit more character. I'm smelling, when we made the wine for this, we used the brandy for this. We'd used some oak in it. I'm smelling the vanilla notes from the oak in producing this particular wine and then mixing this into the overall juice here. So I get this side pushed in. And we will let these sit on skins with a larger amount of alcohol in there for at least 4 or 5 more days so that the most of the color possible will get extracted from this particular batch of wine. Have this, enjoy this, and this is just a reminder that this is Great Drink Local Wine Week. So go out to one of your local wineries and enjoy some good quality local Maryland wine. Thank you.